Greetings, Mark Rang here, publisher of the Conway Daily Sun, and today my guest is Justin Chaffee. He's a tennis player and a screenwriter. Justin, how you doing?
Good, thanks for having me, Mark.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about your latest movie, because you have two, Pickleball.
Yeah.
But Justin, you went to Freiburg. You're a local guy.
Yeah.
Freiburg, local guy.
Yeah, went to Freiburg Academy and then University of Southern Maine for college.
Yeah, and so why don't we? And the movie Pickleball is now on Prime, right?
Yeah, it came out about a week and a half ago.
Right. So it's an independent movie. It's a slapstick comedy type of thing. So why don't we, Rob? Why don't we just show the minute-and-a-half trailer, just so people can understand what we're talking about?
I think he's having a heart attack.
Just give him CPR, Connor.
I'm a priest, not a doctor. Okay, buddy, here we go. Hell no. Oh, he's gone now.
Hey, Barry.
You want to haunt me?
Not you, Gramps, the boys. One's a man-child who thinks he's going to be a professional gamer.
You're trash! You're actually trash!
And the other, well, he's an aimless skirt chaser.
Just had a cancellation, and I wanted to know if you wanted one of those free hands-on pickleball lessons.
Yeah, I've seen your hands-on pickleball lessons. I'm okay. Thank you so much.
Listen, you left this place in the red. I don't even know if we can cover all these bills, much less the mortgage.
If we don't come up with $85,000 in 30 days, we're gonna lose this community center.
Have you given any more thought to playing in the doubles tournament? Winning team takes $100,000.
$100,000.
Aw, come on, Barry! What kind of a ghost takes a dump? What?
Look, Miles, okay, as long as it doesn't interfere with my training, I will play with you, okay?
And we're desperate.
Welcome to the Pickleball Powerhouse Gym's double elimination tournament. The big pickleball kahuna himself, who I might add is a bit of a lookalike.
We talk about a dude, Chuck?
Oh, that's gonna tickle the pickle!
I got good news and bad news, guys. What do you want first?
Bad news.
We're up first.
What's the good news?
Doug's got diarrhea.
How is that good news?
Been blacked up all week.
Okay, we're back. I mean, it's a real movie, and this is your second movie. We can talk about your first, called Grumpy Old Santa.
Yeah.
But it's really an amazing accomplishment. You didn't take film in school, did you?
No, I studied philosophy in college, and I just always had a passion for writing, writing short stories and just writing in general, and I always loved movies.
But I can remember when, because we're both tennis players, and when
Yeah.
Cranmore was open, and you're in high school and college, we used to play, and you would talk, you're just a movie buff.
Yeah.
And then you were doing online writing for this or that and the other things. So how did you actually go from being a movie buff guy at Cranmore to getting connected like this?
I did script coverages for Austin Film Festival, which I could do from Maine, from wherever, so remotely.
And what is that?
So I would read a movie script. The Austin Film would send TV pilots, feature scripts, shorts, and I would go through and do like a book report sort of on it, analyzing like characters, structure, dialogue, the concept, and it just gave me a lot of awareness of what was out there, and it also helps your own writing because you learn what works and what doesn't work. And so I did that for a while, and then I was writing my own scripts. And
Like what?
I wrote a tennis script. Surprise, right? It was Star is Born, but on the tennis court, and it's called a spec draft. So I wrote it with no talent attached, no producers, no actors, just my own, and I sent it out to pretty much anybody that I could find through research. And when I was working in upstate New York in the summers, I connected with this producer, Molly Mayu, who was based out of Brooklyn at that time, and I was just a few hours away from upstate New York, and she liked my writing voice, and she asked if I could meet, and I was staying with
So
my...
you sent her the script?
I sent her the script, yeah, and she read it, and she said, can you come down and meet? And I'm like, okay, how am I going to get down there? And my uncle works on bridges in New York City, and he's like, I'll take you down. So I jumped on that moment, and he helped me, and I connected with Molly, and Molly was connected with Jay at that time on a film, and that's how I met Jay.
Okay, now J.D. Walters is your co-writer.
Co-writer, producer, actor. He wears a lot of hats, yeah.
Okay, so how does it get from, and the Grumpy Old Santa, that came out, what, like 3 or 4 years ago now?
Yeah, and we had Porch Pirates sprinkled in between there too, another Christmas film that we did together.
Okay, so, and Kevin Farley stars in this, and that's Chris Farley's brother,
yeah.
So it's not like a no-name name.
Yeah.
How does he get involved?
That's J.D. Walters gets him involved, and you know, through the connections, and he likes to do comedy. So with this one, we started off writing a serious movie. The concept was trying to save a community center, but Jay's character at that point was like a Texas tycoon, and he was burning down buildings and, you know, redeveloping them, and he had his sights set on the community center. And they were circling around the script, and he showed it to Kevin Farley, and Kevin Farley still was playing the priest in there, but he's like, hey, like, I think this would be a lot better if we made it a straight up comedy. And he helped us, so him, J.D. Walters, Jeff Hamm, the director, and myself, you know, create that concept with the ghost angle. So.
And where does how does the collaboration effort work with Jay? I mean, do you just go back and forth and write bits and pieces of it?
Yeah, yeah. Jay sends an outline of basically what he wants, and you know, I piggyback off of it, and sometimes I come up with things like in the moment writing that he doesn't have, and then he looks at it, and then, you know, and then goes there with Jeff, and they go through it and say, okay, this works, this doesn't work, and it's a lot of putting your ideas together and see what fits. And a lot of the times the first draft is not what you see at the end, but it's all part of the process.
So I mean, you've written, is the third movie a comedy too?
Yeah, yep, they're all comedies.
So is that because you're a funny guy?
Well, I guess, yeah, right. I have some comedy in me, but
I mean,
it's
that's
more,
part of it, is you're writing funny
you
stuff,
have to,
right?
and I think you have to not force it, because it's definitely a challenge writing comedy. I think, you know, in Seinfeld, the biggest thing that we can learn from that show is that it lasts so long because comedy is basically put in situations, you know. So it's about having a conflict, and then you have these characters that are quirky characters, and you put this conflict in front of them, and you get comedy. I think if you try too hard, if I try too hard to write the comedy, it falls flat. And I think that, you know, you just got to try to work with the characters and the plot, and then you have great actors like Kevin Farley, who really good comedian, and then you have, you know, the actors Willie and who played in here, and Justin and all those guys, and they bring it up a notch, because they'll be like, okay, this is written on the script, but let's see if we can create something in the moment, and sometimes that's even better.
I mean, ad-libbing.
Ad-libbing, yeah, improvising, yeah.
Now, so when you writing, are you writing the script? Are you writing the scenes and everything?
Yeah, we write
how
the
much
scenes,
is the dialogue? Like what's your secret? I mean, literally, because, you know, we're in the writing profession here at the paper, and some people can write features well, and some people can write news.
Yeah.
Like, what's your secret sauce?
I think, you know, just studying the craft and seeing how it is, because it's different than a novel, or, you know, writing an essay, or you know, even a newspaper article. It's writing, but it's a different form. And then for me, I try to get inside the character and just you know, feel what they're feeling, and how would they act, and what would they say, and that's how I come up with. For me, that's how I'm able to come up with whatever they're talking about, or whatever the situation. It's just, you slip into the character's skin, sort of.
Like, is it like, you know, I mean, songwriters, they kind of know, know when they have a hit song.
Yeah.
So like when you're writing something, you go, that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
we
those
get
moments?
that. Yeah, we get that. We're like, oh, that's a good line, or that's a good comedic moment. I think when we were doing this one, for example, Kevin's character fumbles with the ashes of Jay's character Barry, and when we were doing that scene, we're like, oh, this is a funny scene, you know, and has a lot of slapstick in it, you know.
So you actually went on, and you're on scene when you do this, right?
Yeah.
On site.
Yeah, yeah. I was lucky enough this time to go to the tournament. So all the tournament scenes, we did reshoots there at Oasis Pickleball Club in Rockwall, Texas, and I went down for a week. Because they were filming it in the summer, and you know, I have a full-time job in the summer. But we did the reshoots in April, so I was able to go down, and being on set is just. It's just so unlike anything, you know. It's like learning, you know, on site. You watch, you know, Jeff is such a good director. He gets all these elements thrown at him, and sometimes and he's just, you know, he's focused. He's like a catcher on a baseball field. Like, he's got all these things, and he's in control. And we have a good team. You know, we have J.D. Walters, and then we have Ray Montz, who's a really good producer, and he like does the magic behind the scenes that you don't see. So I think that helps us out a lot. You know, we have a good team.
Can we show a couple of photos of the stills of the actors, I think? These are... So that's Kevin, obviously, right?
That's Kevin, yeah.
Yeah. And that's Kevin, too.
That's Kevin again, yeah.
And that's...
And then we got Glenn Morshower there on the right. He's pretty been in a lot of famous movies, Transformers, and just everything from independent movies to big blockbuster movies. And then we have another really talented actor there on the left too. You know, these guys were really good together. They did a lot of improvising, and you know, their scenes were just really, really funny, and they were coming up with things on the spot, just like playing off each other.
Okay. It's Kevin in church, because it's about there's a ghost in this.
Yeah. Jay's character, you know, bites the dust first thing, as we saw in the trailer. And then we got the two brothers here, Willie with the longer hair, and then Justin. And those guys, they're the heart of the movie, and they were good friends before, so they make their brotherly relationship really feel authentic, which helps. Yeah. There's Justin again.
Yeah.
And we got Jay, we got Tim.
J.D.
Walters there in the black, yeah.
Okay.
We got Stephanie Parker. She plays Daisy. She's a scene stealer with her comedy and her kind of the gold digger character. And then we got Tim, and then we got Brooke there in the ponytails.
Okay. And then us.
And then
so, who's the producer? Like, what's your budget for a movie like this?
Well, this one was a little bit more expensive than the other ones, so it was a combination of, you know, Jay, Ray, who I mentioned, Jeff, Kevin Farley, and then the main actors, Willie helped produce.
Does that mean they're all putting up money?
Yeah.
What's the budget?
This one-ish, I would say it was probably around 500,000, but that might be maybe a little bit too much, but around there.
So how does everybody get paid? Now, this is actually on Prime Video right now, right?
Yeah.
So it's an independent movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't go out in the theaters, obviously.
No, yeah.
So it goes to Prime.
Goes to Prime, yeah.
Do they pay? How does that work?
Well, Jay and Jeff handle that. So they get it's distribution from Film Hub, this company called Film Hub, and then Film Hub buys it and then distributes it to different streamers. So they put it to Amazon, and then Flex is another one, a streamer. But so they handle the streaming and the monies and all that stuff.
But how does the concept work? I mean, do they literally keep track of how many people watch the film?
Yeah, how many downloads, how many views, an algorithm, you know, and then, you know, if you rent it, like, it helps, and the reviews. So the more reviews it gets, hopefully, like, they're good reviews, but the more reviews it gets, you know, the more eyeballs that can see it, the better that it does.
So you get paid?
Yeah, I get paid. Yeah, I get paid to write it, and then if it does well, I get like something extra. But yeah.
Can you share how much you get paid?
No.
And is it a lot?
No, it's a decent amount. Yeah, it's not, you know, like a
did you
blockbuster
get more,
movie.
Did you get more in the second one than the first one?
It was about the same. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I noticed you drove up with a new SUV, so I guess
that was my car.
And were you in the movie?
Yeah, I actually, a good story, I double in for Eric Matthews, who's my on-screen kind of twin. I have a twin in real life, as you know, Chris, but
Yeah.
so this guy, Eric Matthews, this talented actor, he was in Porch Pirates, and he's in this as well, and he plays the villain, Ben Sinclair. So Bradley Sinclair is played by Major Dodge, and Ben is his brother. So I double in for Ben playing pickleball. In for Eric. So you have to look really quick, but I'm in there, and then I'm in the stands clapping and stuff. But
You double in on pickleball because you know how to play.
I know how to play. Yeah. Tennis helps make me look like I know what I'm doing a little bit. But yeah, so I did that, and when I'm on set, a lot of my work is done. So I'm lucky enough to be invited down, and I'll stand in and help when they're needed, being an extra. But it's a lot of me just learning and watching the other part of the teamwork,
Well, here's a review. So I did find one.
Okay.
So it says, Pickleball is an absurdist comedy through and through, yet with occasional dramatic elements sprinkled in to give the characters some grounding. As is the nature of any comedy, some of the jokes land and some just don't. In terms of drama, there's one superb element, the relationship between the two brothers and how it slowly develops across the movie. What begins as constant ridicule slowly turns to reflection, and for a piece so packed with jokes, their dynamic feels surprisingly natural, sincere, and in some moments quite sad.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good review.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Yeah.
Do you read the reviews? And
Yeah, I do actually.
what are the reviews?
And then I try to stay away from it because you have to have a thick skin. So some people are going to like it and some people aren't. I'm a pretty sensitive guy, so as you know, so I try not to let it bother you. It's hard enough to make a movie and to be a part of it. So
I mean, it's kind of like, as you know, it's always easier to criticize.
Yeah.
And Facebook is certainly a good example
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I would think most people, just generally speaking, they're always going to say something negative.
Yeah, and I think most of the reviews have been positive, which helps. But yeah, it's just you work so hard on it, and it's such a collaboration. You're just working with so many people to help bring this to life. So it obviously when people like it a lot, it feels good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're always going to get people that don't like it.
But obviously, if you've done 3 movies now, you're getting a lot of positive feedback.
And I think it's when we did Porch Pirates, we won a bunch of awards for it at the Texas Indie Film Festival last year. So I was lucky enough to win Best Screenwriter for that, and we won Best Movie, Best Director, Actor. So we did pretty good on that one. So I feel like we have a good team and we mesh well, and that's a lot of it.
What's next?
We're working on, with the Texas crew, working on The First Martyr, so it's a biblical script, so it's more dramatic. And it's basically the story of, see if I get this right, Saint Stephen, the first martyr, and then his relationship with Saul, who becomes Paul. So we went through different drafts. We had them enemies throughout the first drafts, and now we have them friends turning into enemies, which I think makes it a lot more powerful. So we have that one coming up with them. We're not sure if it's going to be live action or animated. That's out of my hands. But and then I'm working with a music video director, Shane Drake, who's really talented. He did Highway Don't Care, his most famous one, probably with Taylor Swift, Tim McGraw. We've been working on a trilogy for years, and we have all 3 done now. And so we're trying to shop around. The first one. So we're trying to get producers for that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that one's
So
that one's a little edgier with sci-fi element, thriller.
So you're actively working on the next movie.
Yeah.
And is that J.D. Walters too?
The biblical one? Yeah.
All right.
It's J.D. Walters. Yeah.
It's really you have an amazing story, Justin.
Thanks. Yeah.
So what's the next step for you? Like, how do you get from, doing this and then to moving to Hollywood or someplace?
I like doing what I do, the indie things, the indie thing. I like, for me, everybody's different, but for me being creative, like I have to have that slow pace country home feel. If things are too fast, it's hard for me to be comfortable and to, I guess feel creative.
But you must be thinking, it must be in anybody writes a song, writes a book, you must be thinking, geez, it'd be nice to have a blockbuster.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice to you know, to get the ones that you work on to get made, you know, and then you see what opens the door from there. But yeah, I'm super passionate about the work. So I know it sounds cliche, but like the work for me is just, it's the best. Like, and if you get, you know, an award or something, like that's cool too. But it's really just getting it made, you know, getting something that you work so hard on get made, because there's no guarantee that it does.
Justin, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Mark. Thanks
Always
for having me.
nice to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, take care.
Yeah. Thanks.